Hello everybody. Today we will discuss the force analysis in case of slider crank mechanism when two forces are acting on it. In the previous case, the force Q was not acting on the connecting rod BC. There was only one force acting on the slider, that force was F. It is slightly a different case. So in this case, two known forces are acting on the slider crank mechanism. One force is acting at the slider, that is F. It is given in magnitude and direction both. And the other force is acting at point D. Suppose this point is D on the connecting rod. It is given completely in direction and magnitude both. In this case, the force analysis of the slider crank mechanism is slightly different. Here in this case, link number 3 is a 3-force member. Link number 3 is a 3-force member, that is F, and the force acting on link number 3, that is F4, 3 and Q. 3-force member, link number 3 is a 3-force member. So, in this case, we will determine the forces on various elements as we did in our lecture number 1, and we ultimately will find the couple on link number 2, the magnitude of couple on link number 2. So, we carry out the analysis like this. First, link number 3. Link number 3. Link number 3. Under this heading, link number 3 is a 3-force member. Link number 3 is a 3-force member. The magnitude of F43 is not known. Neither the direction nor the magnitude of acting on link number 3, a force that is F43 acting on link number 3 is not known in direction and magnitude both. So, F43 can be resolved or it is broken into two components. Is broken into two components, that is F43N and F43T. F43T. F43, force acting by link number 4 to link number 3 can be resolved into two components. One component of force will be parallel to the link BC, that is F43N. F43N is parallel to the link BC or parallel to link number 3, and the other force will be perpendicular to link BC, and that component of force is indicated by F43. As I told you in my previous lecture that F can be resolved along two perpendicular axes, X and Y. So, this force which is resolved along the length of link number 3 is indicated by F43, and the other will be perpendicular to it, F43T. So, in such cases, it is easier to find the value of F43T by taking moments about point B. So, if we take moment about point B, what happens? Taking moment about B. taking moments about point B, what happens? This is link number 3. The line parallel to BC is drawn. This is BC. B. It is BC. Will be shown by red letters. It will be B and it will be C. One component will be perpendicular to the line, that is F4 3 T. It is perpendicular to this line. One component is parallel to this line. That component is parallel to this line, and that force will be F43N. Already one force is acting, that is force Q. It is acting through point D, and that force is Q. Q is known fully in magnitude and direction both. By this figure or by moment action, by moment equation, we can find the value of F43T. How can we find it? This line is extended along the line of action of this force and are perpendicular from here. Suppose this point is X. So we are taking moment about point B. So Q into then Q into BX. This is X into BX is equal to BC into F43 T. BC is known because it is given in the question itself. Length of this line is given. Q is given. BX, we can generate it by extending the center line of the force. So the only thing we can find from this equation, this is the moment equation. So we can find F43T. F43T we can find will be equal to Q into BX divided by BC. That is the value of F43T. The force acting or force applied by link number 4 to link number 3 will be given by this. And the direction is perpendicular to BC. Magnitude can be calculated with the help of